Hey, what's up, people? This is your man, Chris. Yeah, I gotta talk about this topic. Now, I need to say, I haven't even titled this video. I think I'm gonna title this video, "A Strong Black Woman in Need," a strong black woman in need, because, recently I just went on to a video of a popular YouTuber. Most people probably know who it is, Tommy Sotomayor, and I just left a comment. And he never answered my comment, but he didn't really have to, because there's about like 5 or 6 dudes just came back and he's like, "Oh, whores, those forget." Basically, their response was like, "Fuck these whores, whores are whores, and fuck these whores, and blah 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 blah," talking about black women. Now, before I get into it, I got to do my thing. Some people probably think it's corny, but I'm not going to give a shout out to her. But I just want to tell her that things between us don't have to be as hard as they seem. They're not really as hard as you probably think they are. There's a message to Nikki. Anybody who listens to my video knows I always give out shout outs to Nikki. So now that I got my personal shit out the way, let me go talk about what this video is about. Yeah, it amazes me, not even on YouTube, but even in the world, out in the real world, how easy it is for a lot of us to disrespect black women. Because when I was on that Tommy Sotomayor site, I was like, I had to remind dudes that like a whore is really a woman who's like an admitted sex worker. Like if she's an admitted prostitute or a stripper or something like that, then yeah, you can call her a whore. But otherwise, if you just call a woman a whore, basically just like using a derogatory term towards her, and that you just can't straight up just be calling her whores and blah blah blah. And they're only talking about black women. They're not talking about white women or whores. They're just about whores. But also in the street, when I'm in the street, it's real easy. Like when I'm among a group of black women, among a group of black men, dudes who just like start making fun of weaves and stuff like that. And usually everybody laughs, and I usually never laugh. And sometimes people just like ignore it. Sometimes people give me this look like, I guess they look at me like, "Oh, that dude's a simp," or he's a mangina or something like that. Give me that look like, and I'm just like, I don't find it funny, because to me that's like, there's some things that you just shouldn't tread on. Like, some things that women are very sensitive about, and like, the hair. If a woman asks, if I see a woman's hair if it's looking good, she asks me what's good, I tell her it's looking good. If it's not looking good, then I'll tell her, either I won't say anything, I'll just say it's looking all right. I'm not going to tell her your hair looks terrible, and I'm not going to call her hair had a hooligan, because if she has on a weave or a wig or whatever, I'm just like, as far as I know, other women, white women, Asian women, even Asian women, they wear wigs, I'm pretty sure they get weaves. I mean, I've heard models on TV say, yeah, white women get weaves too, so, but anyway, the thing about strong black women, we're really getting into the video. Alright, here in New York City, there are black women out here. Early in the mornings, I see them taking their kids to school. They're trying to go to work. They're not all black women who are single mothers are on welfare and all this other stuff. But the thing is, here's how it goes. A lot of people, I guess people who are Tommy Sotomayor followers, they like to take, not just even before Tommy Sotomayor, Sergeant Willie P, they blame everything on black women. It's like, the reason things so messed up is black women. Even what's happening with black men, we love to kill each other, and they blame the black women and say, well, black women love thugs, so they figure, hey, if they don't become a thug, they ain't gonna get, they ain't getting no pussy. I mean, I hate to say it like that, so they figure if you ain't a thug, some brothers become thugs and they have to kill each other and sell drugs and do all of that in order to get a black woman, because if you don't do all of that, you gotta go get yourself a white woman, because the black women don't want you. Now that's like kind of a crap, that's, here's what the real deal is. Black women, right, they don't have the luxury that women of other races have, in that black women don't have the luxury of having a relationship with a man and having the confidence when she has a relationship with that man that if something happens, like suppose he gets pregnant, that man's going to think, well, hey, I care about this girl, so I'm going to marry her and we're going to raise this family. Women from other races, they can pretty much think that if a situation like that arises, that it might work out in their favor. Black women don't have that luxury, because the fact is that we as black men, our culture is kind of like a predatory culture as far as black men. We're just like, well, hey, we get her pregnant, then we'll leave her, or we'll let her take care of it, or let her family, whatever, and we'll leave them. And on the real, if it wasn't for child support, know, a lot of us is just like, yo, we just leave them and like leave them to take care of that kid. Because, you know, I've actually had women tell me that the only kids the men want to take care of was the kids he had by the woman he actually liked. The woman he doesn't actually like. He just like, forget her, she's a hoe, a whore. You know, like I've heard dudes say that. Dude who get a woman pregnant and leave her with the kid, then call her a whore, and all this else. So you look at her homeboy, it's like, yo, hold up, man. This chick laid down with you, you know, and now she's all of a sudden, she had a kid, now she's a whore and all of this stuff. But, I mean, I can talk like this because I don't have any kids. I don't have any kids, period. But, and I see this, but the thing is, getting back to my point, women from other races have the confidence to something like that, you know, they'll actually will get married, and guys will, you know, guys will actually think like, I'm going to raise this family, I'm going to raise my kids, right? But black women don't have that. That's like an assumption. I mean, that's even if the guy's not, like a lot of people say black women love thugs. Even if the guy's not a thug, I know a lot of black men who are supposed to be on the good up and up, and they'll be like, yo, I don't want that woman, you know, have a good job, you know, no criminal record, none of that. And they'll get a chick pregnant. It's like, you know, forget that chick, you know. That chick, you know, I don't, you know, they won't have nothing to do with the kid and all of that, but they got no choice. You know, they have to pay the child support. So, but I see the black women bashing, like some people might think I've realized that some people think my videos are kind of like black women bashing when they're not. My videos are basically, I'm talking about the situation, and I'm saying, you know, maybe we could try this for a solution, or try that for a solution. I'm not bashing black women when I do that. And I talk about black men too. I mean, like I said before, we love killing each other. I mean, to be honest with you, most of black women's, you know, besides the fact that they really can't rely on us to do what's best for them, their problems basically related to sex. I mean, when they get the sexual thing straightened out and their problem's over. Black men, our situation is, our shit is totally mental. So, you know, we love this thug culture, we love this prison culture. Some people just say it's the hip-hop culture, but that's, you know, yeah, it does get you women, it gets you respect on the street, get you street cred and all of that, but also can get other people killed. And like I said before, I guess as long as you're not the one getting killed, it's all right. But when you're the one getting killed, beat up, thrown in jail, whatever, you know, it's not. Well, I shouldn't even say thrown in jail, because thrown in jail is a badge of honor too. But back to like trying to blame black women on all. I mean, I think the one thing black women have done is they look for, no matter how much a woman says she's a strong black woman, women will get a job and they'll do their best to raise their children with the income and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say they need leadership or guidance as much as they need to have someone there with them, because the average person is just a follower. Not everybody's born leading, especially not women. Women are raised to, like, you know, to follow the men, and they follow the culture that we follow, and our culture that we in pretty much leaves them high and dry, because we're just like, you know, get as many hoes or baby moms as you can, you know, do what you do with them, break out on them, get the best you can out of them and break out on them. But the thing is, women, they're being a single mother, you know, I mean, they can look at their mothers and their grandmothers and get guidance from them, but they basically, you know, they know to get a job and, like, you know, take care of the bills and stuff, but what do they do after that? You know, how do you actually raise a child by yourself? And they have to, like, do it by themselves, and, you know, or maybe talk to other women, but it's, you know, everybody knows the best situation would be with a woman and a man. The man, let's be real, even a lot of men are not leads. Most men are followers. So, you know, but if a man who's a follower gets with a woman who's also a follower, they put their heads together, they can figure out what's best for him and her and for his family as a whole. Now, the big problem with us black men is a lot of times we are selfish. We're just like, yo, we're going to do something that's best for us. You know, we'll go out and get some rims. We'll go out and get some rims for a car that we can't afford, and before we'll like do a college fund for the kids. I mean, that's just like a fact of, you know, in the culture, the music and everything, it kind of promotes that. I don't know why or how we got like this, you know, but that's just how, and it's been like this. It didn't just happen. It's been like this for like decades. So, but basically my video is about how, you know, they need black women. You can try to blame them for everything, but they're trying to raise their children the best way they can, and they're trying to figure out how to go about life along the way. Not only that, but as adults, like, people might think when you hit 30 or 40 that you know everything, but you don't. I mean, you're still trying to figure things out, life. You're not only trying to figure out life itself, but you're trying to deal with the issues you might have from a child as well. You know, just because someone gets older doesn't mean they're necessarily wise. You got a lot of people who are like, you know, who are really old and they still don't have their life together. They still don't have their mind together. And there's a lot of like I just recently did a video about a girl who got herself killed fooling around some dudes who were stupid. And the thing is, I don't know that girl's environment. She might have grown up in an environment where her mother and her grandmother, they were down with that kind of nonsense, right? So, you know, she might have been like, hey, all of this thug stuff and all this thug stuff and trying to rob drug dealers stuff, nobody probably ever told her, yo, this ain't the way it's supposed to be. Or she might have seen it on TV, yeah, this ain't supposed to be, that's how it's supposed to be. But when she looked at what's going on around her, that's just how it is. And, you know, and if you dealing with people, like everybody's around you is trying to gang banging and drug dealing, and, you know, I mean, let's be real. In the hood, sometimes the drug dealers and the people around them and the people, they're like, you know, they're like ghetto royalty, to be honest with you. So if you caught up in that ghetto royalty thing, you can really get lost and you lose sense of reality. It's like, yo, this shit might work in the ghetto, but in the rest of the country, nah, that don't fly. That don't ghetto royalty thing don't fly. It's like, yo, that dude that you think is like, you know, the ghetto king, most people look at him like he needs his ass in jail. That's how a lot of people look at it. I mean, the normal environments, that's how they look at it. But when you're in the hood, you know, your poor environment, you know, the drug dealer, I guess you say the number runner, or whoever the hustlers are the ones, you know, a lot of people admire, they want to be like them. And that's really, I mean, you know, let's be real, the drug game, it can be non-violent, but it's generally pretty, it's a pretty violent game. I mean, that's what's, you know, the big drawback to that. I mean, that's the demand for drugs is really high, but all the violence that comes with that shit is not, to me, it's not worth it. But this video is really about how, you know, I just can't see how we disrespect our women, and it's like it's the proper thing to do. It's like it's no big deal. Call them whores. I mean, you know, the dude I'm talking about, Thomas North, you know, he did a video. Like recently, I've been looking at his videos. You know, I've been wondering, like, you know, what's all this? Because I'd actually, like, a while ago looked back at 2 of his videos, but he just seemed like, you know, to me, he's just like Black Woman Basher 101. So I didn't really paying him any mind. But recently, I saw some video where he did a video about Jill Scott, and he's just like, I mean, it was a blistering video. I mean, the stuff he said, I mean, I'm pretty sure he'd be like, well, did I say anything that wasn't true? And I'm like, it doesn't matter whether it's true or not. Same thing with when you talk about a woman's hair, whether it's true or not. It's like, if it's a sensitive issue, even if it's a very personal issue, you know, you just don't say stuff like that. I mean, you know, you respect the person's privacy, even though this might be public knowledge, you know, you just don't throw stuff like that up in people's faces unless they really, I mean, and even if they do, why do it up in front of the whole world? But he did that. I'm like, yo, like he did this on the video, but if he'd done that in that woman's face, you know, that woman might have tried to stab him or shoot him somehow. Like, I was listening to the video, I'm like, damn. I mean, he usually blasts black women hard in general, but that was like a specific thing. He calls it ethering people. I'm just like, all right, you do stuff like that, you know, there's going to be repercussions. I'm just like, this dude. I mean, it was really uncalled for, but he's very good at putting down black women. And the thing is, you know, he's not like he spawned a generation of that, but I've just noticed that, you know, we do that. And when I say we, I mean black men, we put the women down, and it's like, you know, cool, it's the thing to do. And if you don't do it, or if you ain't down with it, then all of a sudden, oh, you a simp, you're on the black women's side. I'm just like, well, shit, on now, I'm choosing sides and shit. There's a war going on, I'm choosing sides. But I'm just like, you know, I just can't be putting people down. And, you know, it's like, if you put somebody down, then you rubbing dirt in their face or something like that. I mean, you're stepping on their throat. And the most ironic thing is that when black men, we get in some real serious bullshit. We get in some real serious shit when the law's down on us and all of that. The person who's coming to who got our back more than anybody else is the black woman. That's straight up. You don't have any white women running to jail and shit, seeing dudes who's doing 25 to life and shit like that. It's the black woman. Black woman's running to jail, you know, giving conjugal visits, trailer visits, whatever you want to call it, sending money in the commissary. That, you know, that's the black woman. So when shit really goes down, when you know your back is really against the wall, the black man looks back there. It ain't the white woman, or the Asian woman, or the Spanish. It's the black woman. So, the way we disrespect him is like, it just like amazes me sometimes. And like I said, that one comment I left, no sooner I left that one comment on these 5 dudes come back. I mean, I'm not even really talking about him, but the people who like back him and but it's not just him, because like I said, it's on the street too. People make fun of weaves. Like you see a black woman walking down the street with a bunch of kids, you dudes make jokes like it's a common joke. Yeah, I bet you they all got different daddies. Or you might see a woman walk down the street with a dude with a bunch of kids. And dudes make a joke like, I bet you ain't neither one of them his kids. Making jokes like, that's a common joke to make, and I'm just like, and on the surface it sounds funny, but it's really fucked up. And when you look at the root of it, it's really fucked up. So I don't know, man. I'm just like I said, the thing with us black men is the shit. We on some mental shit. I mean, it's really real deep mental shit. But I don't understand how we just disrespect black women the way we do. But we do, and we give God's time to like thousands of views for because he's very good at putting black women down. So we get that do thousands of views, but. It's almost like black women are easy attack because the fact is that we ain't really got their back. We, in fact, we shouldn't even say we ain't got their back because we're the ones who are really doing a lot of the attacking. A lot of times you hear the worst shit about black women is coming from black men. But, I don't know, man. It's just my views on the topic. Before I go, I just feel like I just have to, give another shout out to Nikki, people probably like, oh, who is this? Whatever. I just think about her. She's good. She's a good girl. But anyway, thanks for listening, people. Peace.